Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the financial secrets hiding in plain sight just like a financial ninja, ready to pounce on Wall Street's juicy disclosures. Today we're diving into a fascinating little filing from SoFi Technologies. Incorporated, their latest report is packed with some interesting personal finance moves made by one of their top executives that might just give us a peek into how insiders view the company's future. We're not talking about the usual big company numbers here, we're looking at how a key player is structuring their personal stock holdings and what that could mean for investors. Stick around because this could reveal more than a standard earnings report ever could. Let's get straight to the eye-opener in this report. It details a move made by SoFi's Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Christopher Lapointe, on the 12th of March 2025. Which is the 12th of November, actually its date is the 12th of November 2025. He entered into what is called a prepaid variable forward contract. Now that sounds super technical, but let's break it down. Think of it like this: Mr. Lapointe essentially got cash up front, like a big advance in exchange for a promise about shares he owns in SoFi. He is not selling the shares outright right now, but he is setting up a deal for them to be handled in about 2 years. This contract covers 500,000 shares of SoFi's common stock, which is a tiny fraction of the total shares out there, less than 0.05%. The really interesting part is that even though he has made this deal, Mr. Lapointe still gets to keep all the voting rights, dividend payments, and any other perks that come with owning those 500,000 shares. So he gets money now and still gets to participate in the company's ups and downs for those shares. And how much cash did he get up front for this deal? A cool $11,771,830. That big chunk of change is his for making this arrangement. The contract is set to mature around the 12th of November 2027. That is when he'll either have to deliver shares or settle the contract in cash, based on how SoFi's stock price is doing then. Here is where it gets a bit more intricate. The number of shares he might have to give up or the amount of cash he'll pay back is tied to a specific stock price range. If the stock price is at $50.58 or higher on the maturity date, he could potentially only surrender about 250,890 shares. But if the stock price drops to $25.38 or less, he might have to surrender all 500,000 shares. He does not benefit if the stock goes above $50.58 or below $25.38, unless he chooses to settle with cash instead of shares. Why would someone do this? The report explains that this kind of contract gives insiders like Mr. Lapointe immediate cash, also known as liquidity, while still letting them hold onto their ownership rights. It's a way to get cash without selling stock outright, and that is often seen as a positive signal. This is especially relevant because a big part of his compensation is in SoFi's stock, and he hasn't sold any shares since joining the company back in 2018. This implies a long-term belief in the company's potential. Now let's quickly look at the basic company information just to orient ourselves. SoFi Technologies Incorporated is incorporated in Delaware, and its stock trades on the Nasdaq Global Select Market under the ticker symbol SoFi. Their main executive offices are in San Francisco, California. And finally, the report is signed by Anthony Noto, the Chief Executive Officer of SoFi Technologies Incorporated, on the 13th of November 2025. This shows the company is officially acknowledging this disclosure. So what does all this mean? On the surface, this financial maneuver by Mr. Lapointe is a personal choice to gain liquidity. However, the way he has structured it by keeping voting and dividend rights suggests he believes in SoFi's future success. He is essentially betting that the stock will perform well enough to make this arrangement beneficial. The floor price of $25.38 and the cap price of $50.58 are key here. If SoFi stays within this range, he'll have a predictable outcome. If it goes significantly above the cap, he is leaving potential gains on the table, unless he opts for a cash settlement, which might be more complex. The fact that he hasn't sold any stock since 2018 is a strong indicator of his confidence. This prepaid variable forward contract allows him to monetize some of his holdings without signaling a lack of faith in the company. It is a sophisticated financial tool that insiders often use, and in this case it points towards an optimistic outlook for SoFi's stock performance in the coming years. The main takeaway here is that while this isn't a direct financial statement of the company's health, it is a significant personal financial decision by a top executive that indirectly reflects his confidence in the company's future prospects. Alright, that is our breakdown of this interesting SoFi filing. What is your take on Mr. Lapointe's financial move and what it might signal for the company's future? Do you see it as a sign of strength or something more complex? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out. And make sure you subscribe to Corporate Decoder for more deep dives into financial disclosures that matter. Don't forget to check out our Discord community linked in the description below, where we discuss these topics further. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.